Hello, welcome back to the FE Saturday Showcase, where we look at games, publishers, devs, and a grouping of other things. As a genre, platformers are something that I always enjoy returning to, simply due to their nature. Going back to the arcades with Space Panic or Donkey Kong, the original point of the classic platformer was going back and forth between platforms, as jumping isn't always something you'd see in the game. And from here, you'd see their popularity grow in the arcade and then on consoles as gaming entered the home and began to grow even larger as a form of entertainment and enjoyment. Nowadays, jumping through levels, whether in a 2D or 3D environment, is what is more akin to what the average player expects when they hear the term platformer. In my eyes, I can agree with that, as it still retains the notion that you need to move between levels or platforms as your given character, whether that might be Mario, Sonic, or even Hornet. And while I would love to go into much more detail with this genre and its various subgenres, that can be left for another time. For right now, the focus will be on looking at a mix of 2D and 3D platformers, each with its own unique theming. If you want to check out any of the games shown in this video, their Steam pages and details will be linked down below in the linked paste bin. So let's just get started with this set of platforming adventures. Let's start with Drakamar, a 3D action-adventure platformer developed by P-Toon Studio and 3Cat that is inspired and influenced by Catalan culture. In Drakamar, you get to choose one of 3 characters as you work your way through 15 differently themed levels, each filled with enemies, traps, challenges, and puzzles. With various secrets and collectibles, the game is both pretty and challenging, with different paths in the levels that will test your abilities or let you help out the Okies, the creatures that inhabit the islands of the region of Drakamar. And exploring is a must, as it'll help you find stars, caged Okies, and the collectible medals that you might be able to find on your adventure. As a game, the gameplay is enjoyable, and I found myself purposefully going the wrong way in order to find secrets or new areas in the demo level. Plus, I spent about 30 minutes just working my way through it, so there's quite a bit to do there across the game. Another item of note would be just how colorful the game is. The art style and graphics come together beautifully, with everything just feeling like it belongs in this world, from the landscapes to the wide cast of characters. Originally, I believe I found this game through ads on social media and paid little attention to it then. But I can say from playing the demo that I didn't expect the game to be as fun as it turned out to be. Hello, grandmother. Don't do that.
These damn dragons have stolen my pot.
Are you sure? Why would they need a pot?
They will have to eat at some point, right? The tastiest chestnuts in Drakamar are prepared in my pot.
So does that mean I need to go find the pot, or does that mean that I'll go get chestnuts? I don't know. We'll figure this out. Jump. Perfect. This is kind of neat. I like it. Don't do that. Do that. Collect all the Moki Balls. I'm wondering if collecting the Moki Balls is more important than I would think. Okay, so that's where I'm supposed to go. So may I also want to do this? Really, it's neat. You're not supposed to do that. Okay. Everybody wants to be friendly. Just dragon guy. How? How? I don't know how I did that. Depth perception is one of those things of sometimes you mess up. What is this? Oh. Really? Okay. I don't mind it. I like this game thus far. Oh. They wanted me to find that secret. There's a dog down there. Hello, pupper. I'm confused. Okay. Since I brought up gameplay, let's actually dive into that first. Within Drakamar, you control one of 3 characters, Kalu, Fok, or Esperna. And for all I know, each character might play differently, but due to the demo only allowing you to play as Kalu, I'm unsure on this front. But I'm not unsure how the character does play. For the most part, you'll have your general 3D platformer controls such as run and jump, with a double jump thrown in for good measure. Something that I noticed during my playtime was that running seemed to help me with most jumps alongside the use of the double jump. Additionally, you can crouch walk through gaps or slide and surf during designated sections. As you play, each of these will help you move through the levels and find secrets. Working alongside the player is Aiko, an Oki with special abilities and powers. Staying in the character's glove, Aiko can be used whenever he is needed, such as when certain items come into view. From springs to screws, Aiko can be utilized and will transform into different elements to help you traverse the level. One example of this might even be the cannon that Aiko can transform into if the game wants to send you to another part of the level, or return you to the main sections when a smaller one-way section is completed. As a character and gameplay element, Aiko added to the overall experience of Drakamar, while the rest of the Oki need to be rescued from the cages within the level. I admit it. I suck. That's a mechanic that I didn't know about. What does this mean? I'm assuming different characters have different abilities, right? That's really a different character's ability, the X's and the flags and everything. Okay, there was another route right here. Because that's where I came down. Let's go this way. I don't know what I just did. It is this way. Which I have to assume is not the right way. You know? Cool. I like it. Oh, please don't be the right way. Oh. Is it like a boss level? Okay, I guess we'll do it. Okay. Two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is that the end of the level? It's just a sequence, okay. This game's confusing me on what's, like, there's so much to do, and I love that. It's like, it still makes me wonder, like, how do you have only 8 reviews? Other than, like, the mistake of maybe incorrect marketing for games. But that seems to be something that a lot of games are doing right now, is they're not marketing it correctly. With enemies in combat in mind, I noticed that I had 2 attacks at my disposal, a spin attack and a ground pound. The spin attack works in most situations, where it breaks through boxes and disables the enemies. On the other hand, the ground pound works best for buttons, breaking the floor beneath you, or stopping large groups of these enemies if they've chosen to swarm you. Regarding enemies, they are Oki that King Crad has corrupted with Moki Balls, now known as the Moki. And these Moki come in various forms, just like the bosses, who may not be in the demo but are shown off throughout the game's trailer. During playtime, there are a handful of collectibles and secrets that the player can look for or simply collect. First, you have the stars and Moki Balls. The former guides you through the level and acts like coins in other similar games in the genre, while the latter can be gathered by taking down the Moki and returning them to being Oki. Next, there are the medals that are spread throughout the levels, where finding hidden areas and paying close attention will help you collect all 3. Finally, there are seeds and cages, where cages are hidden throughout the levels and breaking them will free the Oki cage inside. At the end of a level, these Oki will then help you reach the seed floating above, but you can also find seeds in secret areas within a level as well. Overall, Drakamar is an enjoyable game that, if it looks or sounds interesting to you, you can go play it right now, as it came out back at the end of April. Explore the islands that make up the region of Drakamar, search for secrets around every corner, and fight back against the forces of evil who seek to take over the region and, possibly, the world. Back and forth and all around, this is Flipside, a 2D puzzle platformer developed by Playthink, where you take control of a little cube-like character with a singular eye. Overall, the premise of Flipside is quite simple. Turn the world left or right to flip gravity, and then get the key you need to exit or simply make your way to the exit of the given level, signified by a door. Each spot on the map consists of 5 different levels, where each one uses different elements to make the game harder for you until you pay attention and learn the gimmick at hand. As a puzzle platformer, it's quite fun to figure out what you need to do next to get past certain traps, gameplay elements, or just simply try to get to the end of the level, as you need to be upright, matching with the door to even leave. If you aren't upright, well, you're sore out of luck. Oh. Or I can just play badly, yeah. This way. Grab the key. Go here, and go here. Like this. And here we go. 9 deaths. Okay. Oh. No flipping needed. That's so going to get me killed, though. I was about to say. Sometimes you just need to flip the right way. Oh, that wasn't the right way. There we go. Actually, there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. 10. We're at 10. Of course, we're at 10. Of course. Press the button of you, open the door. Okay. Not as hard as I thought it would be, you know, because, okay. How? Okay, that's good. Some of these are going to be tight. Okay. There we go. I feel like this is gonna hurt me. So. Okay. I just had a weird feeling in my gut. Okay. Jump through there. Jump through here. That would be a smart idea. Nope. I can't wall jump. I can do this. I just failed the first time. What I want to do is that. Oh, okay. I think I want the box underneath me. Regardless. That wasn't smart, was it? That wasn't smart. Okay. We're gonna do this. Okay, this should help me now. Okay. Don't know how. If I go to the left, it's gonna kill me. If I go to the right, we're good, but it still will kill me. So I have to go down here. Wrong way. That was the wrong way. That's what I want to do. I like the first time. It's this way? Yeah. So we can just turn into the door. Okay, continue. And when I bring up traps, there were quite a few that can be encountered in the demo alone. Most traps can be on almost any surface, as you, the player, will be turning the level and changing the gravity as you progress. So, there are spikes and saw blades that can impede your path, boxes that will go where gravity takes them, and cannons that shoot projectiles wherever they're pointing. If you don't take these items into account, then you'll likely not make it to the end of the level. And these are just the elements that I saw. There could be way more traps in later levels that aren't available in the demo. Beyond traps, there are also quite a few gameplay elements that will affect how you proceed. While the trailer may show teleporters that will take you across different rooms and different screenshots show bubbles to land in and pop, there are quite a few other elements that impact gameplay. During my playtime, I ran into buttons that unlock walls, world turners that will shift the map when you run into them, and one-way platforms that force the player to move in a certain direction at times. Each of them will require some thinking and thinking ahead to make sure that you actually get to the exit. Need to go this way? No. Okay. There we go. I was thinking of like I made a mistake, but no, I didn't. Personally, I don't like the bullets. I don't like them. Just because they it's not that they shoot too fast, but it reminds me too much of another game I've played for the channel that I didn't like a lot. Also, you don't need heavy machine. Like, come on. Get in my ass. Really? Okay, that should be fine though. I think we're done. No more cannons? What are you? Okay, that's... You want to use that. Okay, that's helpful. Keeps you safe, you know? Okay. I'm assuming it's this. Okay, so you want to avoid that at the end. But if you miss the key, you're screwed automatically. There we go. As a game, Flipside is a fun puzzle platformer, and I had a great time with the game's demo. Whether I messed up a bit too much or simply took my time with some levels, my failures were right there on the death counter that shows up on the map. One of my favorite things about the game, besides the gameplay, was how the graphics are noted to be a Game Boy Color palette, so everything is clearly visible and pops out against the colored background. And that's not even bringing up the fact that secret paths and hidden levels are noted on the game's Steam page. If you want to check out Flipside for yourself, its Steam page is linked in the pastebin, linked in the description. Plus, if it looks like something you'd like to at least try out, then give it a try. Otherwise, let's move on to the next game. Set in the lands of Iman, Sandloop is an interesting 3D platformer and Metroidvania developed by Yoku Games. Playing as Hura, save the village and its people from strange invaders who attacked during the annual festival that gives the village youth important clothes and the Mindil, magical cloths that hide long-forgotten powers. After Hura escapes and finds a strange loom that gives her a new ability through the Mindil, the village elder sends you on a mission to save the village, its people, and stop the invaders from breaking through this land and the secrets lying within. As you play through the game, there are various challenges and quests to complete where you'll be able to help villagers and bring them back to the town square in addition to collecting different items that will help you move forward. For example, a quest might send you to an area with another loom or an ability to collect, or you might get some extra currency that will help you buy new resources such as shards to upgrade ability use or stamina and then health. And sometimes simply exploring will help you progress even further, unlocking paths to new areas or routes to get back to where you currently are from the town square. Can't go this way because I can't double jump yet. Can go this way though. There's a bunch of routes you can take, which points to this. Points to me just going wherever. I can't do this though. Once again, running into a roadblock. Let's go this way. There's water. Because I'm assuming that has something to do with the top part. You miss or something. You know what? Let's just go where the game seemingly wants me to, which is right here. I'm assuming this is a wall jump. Yep. Hello. I was searching for supplies and stumbled upon the source of magic cloth that would have been perfect for using revitalizing stones. Now I realize I can't get out of here. No matter how hard I try to call my family, they can't hear me. Okay, use a rope. I wonder what's with the time. Whatever. Complete this quest. Found them. Here's bracelets. Here's some money. Oh, and they're gone. Are they up here now? 'Cause I feel like that would have... Fuck. Interesting that, Nope, they're all gone. Okay. Why can't I... I'm so confused. Oh, my wallet's full. Oh. That's... So I can't collect anymore. Stop telling me I know. Like, I can tell. How do I do this one? There we go. Hello. Hi, did you also hide from those bastards in here? I mean, could you help me? I've fallen from up there and I now can't move. There should be some flowers in the Magic Islands. I'm a doctor, I can heal myself with those. Thanks, 10 should be enough, be safe out there. What? Does time go faster when your health is low? Or did I just jump into an area that has faster time? Welcome, young one. I see that you carry Taka within you. That's right. I know that those in my situation don't usually engage in conversation, but I have a duty to safeguard the Taka. As I mentioned, you seem to have incredible potential. In fact, enough to break the cycle. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. Excuse me, I'm referring to the key to saving these lands from calamity. It's said that whoever masters Taka and helps all the inhabitants of these lands will be worthy of facing one last challenge. In fact, I was tasked with guiding the chosen one so that he could accomplish it. Are you perhaps the one the legend refers to? You can try. Your determination is admirable. In that case, the first key is increasing your power to find all the fragments. Once you achieve it, come back to me. I will offer you the next key step. Time is moving really fast, and I don't know... Yeah, oh, looks very so fast. If only I could compete with those in speed. Wait, do I actually... Is the whole purpose of this game... Oh. You seem to have encountered the superior powers. That's what you meant, but what does it mean? It's too complicated for you to understand right now, but after some time... Okay, so you're stuck back in time. Magic looms in order to give the keys to traverse the lands. If you're skilled enough to grow stronger... New paths with the powers. Okay. Use the stream catcher, good luck. Okay. And here's something that I haven't brought up yet. Sandloop is exactly as the name might imply. As you progress through the level, you may notice a clock ticking and time seemingly not making too much sense at a certain point. The reason for this is that you have a limited amount of time and the world will then loop again. That's why you want to unlock new paths or routes, as you'll then be able to quickly reach where you need to go on the next go-around. Or if you unlocked a new ability, it might be worth going back to a previously explored area to see if that new ability helps you progress in a different direction. After the first loop, when the player might not realize what's going on, the Elder will provide you with a dream catcher that allows you to reset the loop through the menu or inventory rather than force you to wait till the next loop to start if you've reached a dead end. Other than this, the platforming is quite fun and the currency will reset in the world in each loop, so you may as well collect what is on the path you take. It can also be used to purchase new clothing and ways to customize how Hera looks, so it might be best for the player to take their time and just have some good old fun. Okay, I don't know what the purple does. Oh. I think one is based on one is double jump, one's not double jump. That's how it works. That's kind of neat. I need to get up here. Do I have all the flowers? Do. Timer's clicking. Get this open. I'm gonna go back down. I don't see a need. I don't know if I have enough time though. Time could be speeding up a little bit. But I don't see it speeding up. I took my time the last time, that's why. Where am I? Oh, I'm up here. Okay. I want to go the opposite way. And we'll get more townsfolk in town. Is this... Actually, here's a question. Is it faster to just do that than to go the other way, or... No. I don't really know. I'm assuming... So I'm trying to... I don't know if... Sandloop is one of those games where I wished the demo would never end. The platforming felt fairly fluid, the world looked and felt great, and after reaching the end of the demo, I can tell you that I had a lot of fun. Personally, I think Sandloop is a game that I'll pick up down the line, as I honestly can't wait to jump into the game more, and have just more time to explore. If you want to check out Sandloop for yourself, then you'll find a link to the game's Steam page and some other details in the link pasted down below. It released a few months ago, so if you really want to play it, you can go play it right now. Now, let's move on to the next game. I've heard of the phrase divide and conquer, but this game goes slightly beyond that concept. This is Divider Dave, a slapstick puzzle platformer developed by Luis Vidal and José-Manuel Girona, and published by Chancla Interactive. Starting in what appears to be a test tube, the goal is to make it to the end of each level and reach the door, which may or may not be some sort of airlock. Different levels will pose different obstacles and ways to solve them, and to ensure that at least one clone survives. Yes, you heard that right. The core premise of this game is the cloning mechanic, where you can split into a limited number of duplicates. Each clone tends to have a randomized look and name when they are created, with the player being able to switch between them as you work your way through the level. But only one clone can actually escape, and it's fairly easy to kill other clones, so those are both factors to take into account while playing. It's all about thinking with lasers. I already messed this up, so let's just let it rock. You want to leave one over here, just to turn the laser off in case. Okay. So what I think I can do is actually get away with this. Is do something stupid like this. And this is going to be really close. Okay, but yeah, you can do that. Do I want to? Do I want to, though? It feels very unsafe. Okay, there we go. There's the safer part. I messed up. we go. Probably wasn't supposed to do it that way, but I did. Is that a malfunctioning clone? It is. It's not a real clone. Or it's not a normal clone, it's a bad clone. Oh, and that turns them into bad clones, okay. I have unlimited clones. It's not like keep doing this. There we go. There we go. Switch to this, switch here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That might be the way to do it. Let's send LeBron LeChuck. Because what I think I'm supposed to do is this. Then I do... not that. That. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Just keep doing it. Just keep playing well. Can I just... is this how I'm supposed to do it? I think... just... first round... just give up. During any given level, regular clones can hack computers, stand on buttons, activate testing elements, or you can simply throw a clone across a wide gap. But that's not taking into account the Dave box, a new element created when a duplicate gets zapped with the green beam and turns into a box that cannot be controlled, only moved by another clone. Sometimes these Dave boxes can be quite useful to keep buttons activated or allow the player to get up on another platform or level, but it turns into a pain when you create a Dave box when it wasn't intended. Other than the Dave box, you might find lasers, moving platforms, or gravity redirects in different levels across the facility. Combine two of these elements and you'll find moving lasers or green beams ready to ruin the player's day or make them rethink how best to solve a given level or section. But don't worry, as trial and error is important in Divide or Dave. If a player looks for the concrete solution without testing or learning mechanics, they will fail because not every puzzle is as clear-cut as push button, reach end. It's about figuring out how best to sacrifice the clones to reach an intended solution or maybe do something that might not be entirely intended at all. That goes down, that seals that. But someone needs to be on the button, otherwise it will mutate you. Oh. Interesting. I messed that one up. What I meant to do was go up to it and jump off. Because then I at least can... There we go. It's a full restart. Okay, I know what to do. I totally know what to do. Do this. So first we're gonna want him to do the jump off that I did. Oh, like you. Sometimes I forget. We're gonna want him to get out of the way. So it's do that. So we have a cube down here, and then we'll put a normal guy on the elevator. So it's... Who is this? Separator Surge, okay. So now... he goes up. Nope. Nope, no. Not taking that chance. So we're going to push this guy over once he starts going up, meaning the button isn't pressed anymore. It's like this. I screwed that up. But that's essentially the premise that I'm working with. Okay, let's just restart. I have the idea down. So, firstly, we need this guy to turn into a cube. Then, our plain old guy goes down for a nice nap. And there we go. He goes over here, because otherwise it's going to keep going up and down and lock us out by picking up the cube, and boom, bada boom. As someone who tried Overloop back in the day on Game Jolt and loves solving puzzles that remind me just a bit of Portal, Divider Dave scratches an itch for good puzzle platformers with mysteries, secrets, and a scientific facility thrown in as a set of bonuses. Every name and look started to seem the same and repeat after a while, but it was initially quite fun to see how the next clone would be different than my current player character. If you want to check out Divider Day for yourself, the link to the game's Steam page is in the pastebin linked in the description. As of recording this and up within the upload time, the game is set for release on September 2nd, so check out the demo for as long as it remains available, and maybe have some fun with the full game when it releases, if it does look like something you'd like to play. Now, let's move on to the next game. Let's go relax by some water in this next game. This is Shallow Pond, a cozy 3D platformer by Nimzo, where you play as Ripples, a small diver in a much larger world. As Ripples, you can either explore the land and see what might be hiding above, or you can dive beneath the water and glide below. With secrets in both areas, it's best to explore to find everything that you might be looking for, and a few things that you'll simply find along the way. Each level consists of looking for and freeing water spirits, in addition to collecting shells to unlock new cosmetics and gestures for Ripples. But while playing, it's not going to be that easy to do whatever the player chooses to do. Along the way, you'll spot strange creatures that have been born of nature and plants, having gone wild and out of balance. Calm them by defeating them, then perhaps spray the flowers that appear in their place and return them to their natural forms. Some enemies wear a sort of armor, while others might actively throw projectiles at you. Not every enemy is the same, so deal with the creatures as you must and travel further within the realm of Shallow Pond. Is there anything behind here? No. But here's a friend, I think. Are you a friend? Appears to be a friend that we need to charge somehow. 5 per pink things. 200 shells. Okay, so they're wearing hats. That's what I can see. They're not very nice. Because they're wearing hats, but... yeah. This might be their home. You know? Could be an invader. Okay, let's just go here. Oh! Then a gooey guy. Okay, that's 1 of 5. So they're like little mermaids. So I think this is probably like their village or something. Okay. Grab all these shells. A heart. Okay, now we have guys that throw things. And they wear hats as well. I don't like the hats, man. Like, come on. So this is the demo. Why are you wearing hats? You're blue and glowing. Okay. So we can grab this. Yep. How am I feeling this so badly? There we go. There has to be some. I was about to say there has to be something behind the waterfall. There's no game. There isn't. Actually, there are quite a few games where there's nothing behind the waterfall. But I'm gonna pretend that there is always going to be something. I'm assuming collecting 200 in that chest is probably like a secret thing. I'm assuming there's quite a few shells underwater in the middle of the lake. In terms of movement, the game has the typical hallmarks of a 3D platformer where you can run and jump, but Ripples can also dash while on land or in the air using water, allowing you to get further or make longer jumps. You can also spray a wide variety of objects to either make flowers grow or to activate mechanisms that will create platforms to get up to a water spirit. The only thing to keep in mind with the spray nozzle is that once you run out of water, you'll need to jump back in the water for a refill. And those movements are only on land, where going underwater changes how you move with Ripples. Underwater, you can glide through the water like a penguin, choosing your direction and then pressing the corresponding button or key to dive deeper or rise to the surface. Movement underwater seems to be a bit faster, as you can speed up and then use the momentum to burst through the surface of the water and get some height in the air. During my time with the game's demo, I think I had the most fun with the underwater area of the level, mostly because it was just fun to jet around and explore down there. Cool. That doesn't give you shells. Wish it did. But then that would make everything so much harder than it has to be. So clothing can get knocked off them even though it's not on their head. Interesting. Okay. So now we can go across the river. I don't think there's only 13 left. But Is there a way for me to spray really heavily? No. Though I'm assuming I need to, don't I? Or is it just this thingy? Maybe underneath? I don't know. Exploring is kind of the whole point. But my cat is screaming at me. She's screaming so loud. Oh, that took me right up there. Okay, I need to get up here then. Can I just do... There we go. Little cheating never hurts in a game like this. And 200. Another heart. 3 more, and boom. He's all fueled up. It's not, like, visible on his person, or on his thing. But... Huh. Let's just go and fill him up. My little guy. What is in here? Oh, an outfit! That was not worth it. Though, here's the thing. Maybe in the full game, if you complete the demo, you get this outfit. That could be possible. Exploring the level in Shallow Pond was quite fun during my time with the game's demo, where collecting shells became a priority simply because I wanted to see what might be in the chest at the start. And while it was only an outfit, it encouraged me to explore, which in turn helped me find all the required water spirits to help out our mechanical buddy and complete the level. Personally, I had a lot of fun with this one. For a game developed by a solo developer, the game has a lot of potential. Plus, with all of the locations and levels shown off in the trailers and screenshots on the Steam page, I'm looking forward to seeing how the final game turns out and what Nimso has in store for players. If you want to check out Shallow Pond, you'll find all the details in the pastebin linked in the description. So, let's now look at the final game in this showcase. One of the games that inspired this genre showcase in the first place was one that I found a while ago but kept putting off since I had limited time. But looking back, I kinda wish I didn't do that. This is Connie and the Essence of Chaos, a, quote, cute and colorful old-school 2D platformer, unquote, developed by Raymani. Inspired by some of Raymani's, quote, favorite childhood games, unquote, I could really see some of those influences as I went through the game's demo, with the one that I think I truly noticed was Rayman. In Connie and the Essence of Chaos, Connie ends up landing on the island of Quizenia, a place formerly of peace and elemental spirits before the new reign of evil overlord Lucilate, who has taken over and began to imprison the spirits. Traversing the island and its various levels, set across 6 different worlds, Connie will cross interesting environments, free the spirits, and be forced to fight back against tough bosses. Each level is broken down into a couple of sections, so look for collectibles and backtrack as needed before moving on. Truthfully, I've had this game, like, kinda in the queue for a while now, of, like, things I want to show off, or, like, games I want to look at. I just thought, since I'm gonna show off platformers, why not? How? I can do it. I can totally do it. Oh, maybe there's an ability that I don't know. Or maybe I'm just bad. Yeah, I might just be bad. But it also is just, it's a very tight jump. The rest of this game doesn't feel that tight, so probably just bad. Okay. Okay. Continue downwards. More jelly beans. And now we just climb up. And I'm assuming this is a checkpoint? I don't know if that was worth it. That wasn't worth it either. That's all I need. I don't know how I managed to do that. So I'm playing badly, but I'm also playing well. So it's an ice cream cone leading bunnies. Interesting. Stop right there. And who are you supposed to be? I'm Connie, and I'm here to stop you from capturing all those innocent people. Stop me. Don't make me laugh. A squeak like you could never stop me. I suppose I will have to teach you a lesson and take your little spirit friend while I'm at it. Help, Connie, help! Cold-hearted cupcake assist. Oh, he's a cupcake. Oh. Jump. Jump. He looks more like ice cream. I like how the game just makes sure that I can't just two-shot him or hit him like one phase. Boom. I will throw hands. Drat. Who the hell do you think you are? I will tell Master Lucilet about this. This won't be the last you hear of me, you infernal little runt. Wow, you're so strong. If only I was as strong as you, I could have saved my friends. Don't be so hard on yourself. You ran in to find help, and that was a very brave thing to do. Yeah. Wait, what was that guy talking about? Who is Lucelet? He's the monster behind all this chaos. It's so high-pitched. I don't know where he came from, but he's working with some very powerful people, controlling his spirits and controlling the whole island. So those are the bad guys we must punch. Yeah. First we should make sure Chamomile is okay. She's a grand spirit and resides in the Bitter Temple. Be a disaster. She's also been captured. Alright, let's go. Connie, as a character, is simple enough to control. Besides jumping across gaps into other platforms, Connie can attack enemies and destroy objects by punching them, or at least throwing punches in the given direction. And you'll likely want to try punching different things, as you might find some secrets hidden underneath the foreground, and boxes might block the entrance in some way. Otherwise, you might find some boxes with question marks on them that will help you move forward. Other than that, eliminating enemies will make sure that you can't get hit and lose a heart or any existing armor that you might have. Talking about enemies, I only really encountered 4 of them, with one of them being a mini-boss that I had to fight against. 2 of the enemies were rabbits, with one patrolling back and forth with a pitchfork, while the other would start shooting carrot projectiles when he caught sight of Connie. The third enemy that I can note here is a plant that would lunge at Connie and move around quite strangely, still anchored to its pot. Finally, the boss or mini-boss that I faced was a living ice cream cone that rushes the player, throws projectiles, and trips, which allows the player to get a few hits in. Alongside these enemies, screenshots of the game on Steam show other movement mechanics, level environments, and enemies that you'll likely see in the full game. Ooh, a plant that needs my help. Buddy. Water, maybe? Cool. We haven't missed a rainbow one yet. It's good to know, but I think the boss of this level probably is some sort of plant. I assume we're going back. Back to go above. Cool. Play well, do well. Save point. Whatever this is. I don't like that I only just found that now. I'm assuming there's a thing. Let's say there has to be a watering can. There's this whole thing right here. Okay, not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Okay. Which one do I want to grow? I'm saying all of them. Okay, so we'll just... Oh, that wasn't nice. Okay, nice. So we would just do this. Go up here. Grow this. I'm betting if you get the right one the first time, you don't need to do it. No, you do need to do it. I was gonna say you didn't need to do the rest, but... Nope. I'm gonna get all the... Might get all the good jelly beans this time. Okay. I didn't know. So I took the risk. There's no way for me like to lower our camera, so... Okay. Plant right here at the start. Okay. Get this one. There's this, which... Oh, it just looks suspicious. But if that's the kind of secrets I'm dealing with, then I probably missed one. Guess they now can have thorns on them. From collecting jelly beans to finding caged spirits, there are quite a few secrets and collectibles that can be found throughout Connie and the Essence of Chaos. During my time with the game's demo, I spent quite a bit of time looking for secrets, because every time I would find one, it made me doubt that I had found one previously, or that I may have missed one. And since activating certain elements will spawn in traversal tools like springs, missing a question mark box or a certain flower might mean that you miss a collectible in the level, where levels typically contain several giant rainbow jelly beans and a handful of cages to find. Overall, I had fun with the demo for Connie and the Essence of Chaos. I remember playing Rayman back in the day on the Wii, whether with my brother or at a friend's house, and in a way this reminded me of those very enjoyable times. Personally, I think this game might be one to watch out for, and it might be something that I might pick up down the line. If you want to check out Connie and the Essence of Chaos for yourself, its Steam page is linked in the basement, linked down below in the description. As a genre, I think that personally, platformers remind me most of my childhood. Because while some of the first games I ever played were point-and-click games or simulation titles, the genre that I kept going back to were platformers. And with how the genre breaks down, you really aren't stuck with a specific subgenre. From puzzle to precision platformers, or even switching it up between 3D and 2D, a lot of platformers are not just a simple press A to jump and arrow keys to move, or press whatever buttons on your controller. From Silksong to Super Mario Odyssey, from Little Nightmares to Cuphead, or even from White Knuckle to Splunky, there's a wide range of options and then games to choose from in the different subgenres, and then platformers as a whole. I'm even pretty sure that you, yes you dear viewer, might have your own specific type that you do enjoy or would enjoy. Gaming as a hobby is not for everyone, but something to remember is not every game is made for you, nor should it be. Whether due to player tastes, style, or even how mechanics might shape the experience, the game might be enjoyable for some while boring for others for a litany of reasons. Be sure to look and explore, and you'll find new games to enjoy or develop a desire to create the games that you want to exist in this world of ours. If you want to check out any of the games shown off today in this video, in this showcase, each one alongside its details is noted in the paste bin linked in the description down below. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.